In today's episode, we're talking about a 16-year-old who allegedly murdered her mom and her mom's young boyfriend. Why? Well, because mom, you shouldn't be dating somebody that young anyway. Welcome lambs, welcome new lambs, welcome seasoned lambs to Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide, the Friday edition. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kai, and as I let everyone know, this episode and all my episodes are sponsored by my lambs and Patreon, patreon.com/Love and Murder. If you want to be a supporter of Lamb and you want to get extras, then go ahead and just subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Love and Murder. Also, if you're new here, go ahead and listen to this episode. If you like me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more true crime stories. Now, let's get into this Florida Man Friday episode. On July 7th, 2024, 911 got a call from the Palm Bay, Florida area. During the call, a teenager is on the line crying hysterically and letting the operator know that somebody had broken into her house. She said a man broke in, and when they asked, can you give us a description of this man? She's saying all she could remember was that he was, quote, normal height. She also told the operator, quote, I hid in my room for a really long time. When the operator asked, how do you think the man got in the house? Because, the operator's trying to keep her talking while she's writing up their notes and getting police out. She's trying to keep her talking and keep her calm. So she asked, how do you think the man got into the house? She says that she thinks he used the, quote, house hammer to smash a window. The house hammer, they keep it in their backyard. I don't know why. I don't know what a house hammer is, but whatever. She said the family usually keeps it in their backyard. So he must have used that to smash a window and get into the house. She goes on to say, quote, I brought the only thing I was able to grab in time, the dogs, because I wanted them with me because I didn't want whoever it was to kill them, obviously, so I grabbed the dogs. So when the operator is asking her, are you home alone? She said her mom and her mom's boyfriend were out shopping. And so the 911 operator is trying to, console her and tell her, police are on their way. Your mom will be home soon. Just calm down. Then after a while, the teen says, quote, I think they're gone. So when officers arrived, they met 16-year-old Julia Grace Egler at the door, and she's telling them, oh my God, I came out and my mom and her boyfriend were dead. There's blood everywhere. She also stuck to the story that she gave the 911 operator, saying that she just hid in the room. She had her two dogs, which was a pit bull and a chihuahua, and she, quote, heard loud noises happening all over the house. So that's all she knows. So police kept asking her, that's all you know? That's what happened? You just came out of the room and found them dead. You had the dogs with you. What did the guy look? Just a bunch of questions. And as they're asking questions, the story is not making sense. It's breaking up. It's not what she initially told them. Then she finally says, look, okay, I killed my mom and her boyfriend. There. Is that what you wanted me to say? I did it. That's what she said. Police, on the other hand, were totally not surprised. And the reason why they weren't surprised and the reason why they were asking so many questions continuously, was because they found a handgun right outside her window. Her bedroom window, they found a handgun. They also saw bloody footprints all over the place. And you could basically trail those bloody footprints right back to the girl's shoes. Finally, they found a bloody knife just left out on the kitchen counter like you were chopping vegetables or something. And when you look down, the trail of blood that was leading to the bathroom. So literally, it was like an orgy of evidence. Everything was there. The only thing missing was a picture, a video, and a handwritten note saying I did it. So here's what really happened. The girl said she went into her mom's room. She got the gun that was in her mom's room and some bullets. She loaded the gun. She grabbed the kitchen knife. She put all of this in her pocket and waited for her mom and her boyfriend to come home. When they got home, which was around 10:30 p.m., she just went wild. So her mother, 42-year-old Kelly McCollum, and her mother's boyfriend, 22-year-old Matthew Szejnrok, came home. And she greeted them at the door. The 16-year-old Julia Grace Egler greeted them at the door and said, welcome home. And then literally just started shooting at them and hacking at them. Both Kelly and Matthew suffered from multiple gunshot wounds. And after, I have to say allegedly because the case is still going on. So after allegedly killing her mother with the gun, she only uses the gun on her mother. She then turned to Matthew. She had finished her mother off and she now turns to him to finish him off. And he's pleading with her to stop. He's trying to run. He's trying to, crawl, whatever. He's trying to hide and he's pleading with her to stop. This is where you see the blood drops going to the bathroom because that was him going to the bathroom. When he was in the bathroom, she continued shooting him until she ran out of bullets. That's when she pulls the knife out of her other pocket and she starts stabbing him with it. Then as he's pleading with her, please just stop, she said, you know what? Fine. She goes back to her mom's room, gets just one bullet, loads the gun with this one bullet, came back and point blank shot him in the head. How stinking cold-blooded. Then she said after she did all of this, she tried to make the house look like there was a robbery, a break-in or whatever. But of course, she's 16 and even if you were 33, even if you were 85, you're not a police officer. And even if you were a police officer, you can't really stage these things. Some very few people have gotten away with it, but it's no way to fool detectives. This is what they do for a living. Very few people have done it successfully. And this 16-year-old who just in the heat of the moment was like, yeah, I watch true crime, so this is what I'm going to do. The problem is when she broke the window, she didn't realize some of the glass fell on top of her mom. So what are you telling me? She's the one who jumped through the window and then died on the floor and then the intruder came? It doesn't make sense. And remember when I said, all they needed was pictures, video, and a handwritten note? Well, they had the video. You know why? Because there were surveillance cameras all over the house and she didn't turn off the cameras. So literally they did have the video. They had the physical evidence. They had the video evidence. And it was even if she didn't break down and confess, she didn't need to because everything was right there. So they saw the whole thing. My God. So when they asked her, why did you do this? She said, quote, she was not happy with the fact that her mother was not very accepting of her transition, and she did not like that Kelly was dating Matthew, who was 22. So this is why she said she did it. Your mom, you didn't accept me, and you're dating somebody who could be my brother. So it makes sense, according to her, to murder everybody and then try and say somebody broke in and that was it. You're 16. You had literally 2 more years and then you could just leave and say, you know what? I'm going to do me. You do you. And that's it. You had 2 years. You could have endured. It's not like your mom was abusing you. She just wasn't accepting what you wanted to do. That was literally it. And then she was minding her business with somebody who was younger. Not that he was abusing you either. She was minding her business with somebody who was younger that you didn't approve of, this is hilarious. Your mom didn't approve of something you were doing, so you were pissed at her. And you didn't approve of something she was doing, so you murdered them. Okay. Quote, Egler cited long-standing conflicts with her mother, including disagreements related to her gender transition as well as disapproval of her mother's relationship with Matthew as motives of the crime. Based on the evidence, including Egler's confession and forensics finding at the scene, she was placed under arrest and charged with 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder. So at the time, she was in juvenile custody because they needed to put together a delinquency hearing to decide whether or not the 16-year-old would be charged as an adult or would be charged as a juvenile. So they did have that delinquency hearing in July, and the state attorney's office said that she will be tried as an adult, but she will not face the death penalty. So the 2 counts of first-degree murder being charged as an adult. Like I said, this case is still ongoing, so I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I will keep you updated on that. What do you think about this case? To me, like I said, you had 2 years. It's not like your mom was abusing you. There was no physical abuse. There was really no mental abuse. It was just literally your mom didn't agree with what you were doing, and then you didn't like what she was doing. You didn't like her lifestyle, and y'all just had disagreements. As any parent and child, at some point in time, that happens. And your solution for something that you disagreed with was murder. When you could have literally just waited 2 years. You're 18, you're an adult, you could leave. That's all you had to do. Or sometimes you could be an emancipated minor. You were 16. You could have said, look, I don't like what's going on here, and I don't like how you're treating me, so I'm going to claim myself as an emancipated minor, and I'm going to carve my own way in the world without you constantly on my back and without me having to see this situation here of somebody who's 20 years your junior, who could literally be my brother. According to her. I'm not judging it, but according to her, you know what I'm saying? You could have literally just said, I'm out. That's it. But your choice was murder. And it was such, I don't know what you, basically the outcome, because you thought you were going to get away with it and you were going to be able to, I don't know, be on your own or be raised by family members or something. That same outcome you were looking for, you could have easily done it without the murder. The murder part could have been avoided. And you could have just said, hey, I'm going to go live with Grandmama Loring. That's how people say their grandmother's name, right? I don't know. But whatever. You could have said, I'm out. The solution you were trying to get, you could have just done that minus the murder part. But your brain said to murder in the most cold-hearted way and then tried to lie about it in the dumbest possible way. And then here we are now. Now you're going to jail. I mean, I guess you'll have the support you think you're looking for in jail, because I'm going to tell you right now, in there, they're not going to give a damn what age you are. They're going to have relationships with older women and younger women, and your transition people, some people in there are going to have a problem with it and some people aren't. And what are you going to do? Fight those people? Because they might be bigger than you. So what are you going to do? Everything you were trying to get away from, you're now going to be stuck with in jail. How did that make sense to you? Anyways, that's just my 2 cents. What are your thoughts on this? The poll question is going to ask, do you think she should have been charged as a juvenile, or do you think she should have been charged as an adult? Go ahead and answer that poll question. And don't forget to share this episode with everybody you know and everybody you don't. So share this episode with your mom and let her know that you will never ambush her at the front door and murder her because she's with someone that's 20 years younger than her. So let her know that you love her, you care about her, and if she wants to marry somebody who's 20 years younger than her, it's fine with you, and you would never ambush her at the door. But by the way, here, listen to this episode. And then we're going to share it with everyone we don't know, which is go ahead and share this on one of your true crime groups on Facebook if you're in that. And if you're not, then go ahead and share it in one of your true crime groups in Reddit. And that is all I have for you today. Don't forget to answer the poll questions. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Oh, also, before I go, in the most recent 30-day span, I've gotten more than one person, I'll say maybe 3, and this is the first time in 4 years this is happening, who keeps messaging me and telling me that my reporting is 90% wrong or whatever. So this is the second time I'm going to put this out there. I don't make stuff up. If I make something up in my reporting, I will literally tell you that this was in my imagination or this was what I thought. I am a podcaster. I am a true crime reteller, meaning I have researched this from news articles, from news reportings, from other people who actually investigated, spoke to people, did whatever else, and I put everything together and I retell the story. I'm going to say this again. Stop coming to me and telling me that I'm saying stuff that is wrong. Go to the bigger news corporations and tell them that what they're saying is wrong. I retell whatever they reported on. So from here on out, if you have an issue with whatever I reported, I have started leaving my sources in my show notes. Don't come to me, because what you're going to get back is literally a list of my sources and a crisp middle finger. I'm getting sick of it. I'm just a reteller. And if it's 90% wrong and you're the only person on the face of the planet who knows the true story, then fricking get on a microphone and tell the true story. Or go to the bigger news corporations and harass them. So if you think I said something wrong, or if you wonder where I get my information from now on, my sources are in the show notes below. That is my only rant on this. After this is the second time I'm talking about this. After this, I will no longer be talking about this. If you send me a message, if you send me an email, whatever, I will just respond to you with nothing else than my sources. That's all. Thank you. And that's all. That's my personal rant. That's not related to this episode. That was my personal rant. And I want all my listeners, and even whoever comes on and just listens to my episode for 2 seconds and determines that I'm wrong. They didn't listen to the full thing, but determines that I'm wrong because they listened for 2 seconds and then they said I was wrong. This goes out to everybody. My sources are in the show notes below, and I'm a true crime reteller. I don't make stuff up. I don't lie. If I make something up, I will tell you that, hey, this happened in my imagination, or I wish it happened. That's not what really they said. I will let you know. So I'm getting off my pedestal right now and my high horse. I'm now down on the ground. That is all I have for you, and I'll see you later. Bye.